It's week 3 of commuting into Manhattan and commuting as a single woman in her 50s after being married for 20-something years. A lot of people are asking, like, but why? But why? But why? Like, why'd you end your marriage? Why'd you leave it? What was your decision? Etc. I had a journal or like a diary that I had been keeping where I was talking about all of my feelings and stuff. But when I moved out, I threw it out because it just made me too sad. But I did find some notes. And the notes are from a conversation I had with somebody around how I was feeling and what I should do and all of my fears about ending my marriage and being alone and moving out and all the things that we worry about when we end a long-term relationship. This was when I was living in my house, right, with my ex-husband. And I want to preface, he's not a bad guy at all. At all. He was not the guy for me anymore after 24 years. Could be a great person and not be my husband anymore. Both things can be true.
So let me get this straight. This woman is 51 years of age, and she decided to end her marriage of 24 years with a man who, by her own admission, was a great guy, simply because she felt like it. And you see, guys, this is exactly why dudes do not want to get married anymore. You have a woman who threw away over 2 decades of her life with this man because she thought that she didn't need him anymore, which we're going to find out later as well, guys, that she actually regrets. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again. And on today's episode, we are revisiting this woman. We've actually covered a couple of her TikToks before, where she was regretting divorcing her husband. Now, mind you, she doesn't regret divorcing her husband because she actually cares about him or because she loves him or any of these trivial things. You know, she regretted doing it because now she doesn't have access to a big house, and now she has to work a job, and now she has to live in a single person apartment. But all of that out of the way, guys, let's jump into some of her dating stories and kind of follow her along her very stupid dating escapades as we get into today's story. Now, guys, today's story was sent to me by Matrix of Madness. Don't forget to go and check out his channel, which I'm going to link in the pinned comment as well as in the video description. So make sure you check his stuff out. But without further ado, let's take a listen to what some of this what this woman has to say, who, again, just a reminder, is 51 years of age. Let's jump in.
In your 50s, here's what you need to know about my second date. At that time, I tried to be an F girl at 51. You know what an F-boy is, right? I don't want to say it because I don't want to get banned. He's like a good time guy. This is my attempt to do that at 51. It was a fail with this particular one. This is the story of my second date, which was a Tinder date. As a refresher, I am 53 years old. A couple years ago, I got onto the dating apps after leaving my 24-year marriage.
Oh, I'm sorry. This woman is actually 53, not 51. I misheard that. Threw away her 24-year marriage, and now what exactly is she? She is a one-night stand for random dudes on the internet now. Can you guys imagine being with a woman for 24 years, and she decides to leave you because she feels like it naturally, right? She decides to leave you after 24 years, and she becomes hookups for random dudes on dating applications. This is absolutely disgusting, men, right? Welcome to the world of no-fault divorce, where women can leave you at any given point in time simply because they feel like it, and hey, maybe she's bored. Let's continue.
I generally will be talking about more serious things. We're not talking about that now. We're not talking about that now. We're talking about a Tinder date. We're talking about my second date ever since not dating since the invention of dirt. You know, I set up my profile as I am only interested in short term. I wrote it out. I wrote, you know, I was married for over 20 years. I've recently moved out, and I'm just interested in just meeting people and having fun.
So this woman isn't even being discreet about it. She sets her profile to looking for short-term things. And I just love how these women describe this, right? It's never like, oh, I want to hook up with random dudes. They don't say that, right? They don't say, oh, I just want to go out there and get in random men's beds. No, no, no. What they say instead is, oh, I just want to have fun and I just want to meet people. Everybody knows what you're doing. I mean, can we just say it? right? But of course we can't. We have to make it sound a lot nicer than it actually is, right? Because it's very different, right? If this woman wants to pursue a dude for a relationship in the future, she can say, oh yeah, I was just having fun and meeting people. She doesn't have to say, yeah, I hooked up with 50 dudes. And they love using language like this, right? They love using language that makes them sound like they're still princesses. Disgusting.
I wrote it out. I wrote, you know, I was married for over 20 years. I've recently moved out, and I'm just interested in just meeting people and having fun. Matched with this guy. We spoke on the phone. We had really good chemistry. Decided we're going to meet at a restaurant a couple of towns over. The night of our date, it's torrential rain, downpour. It was one of those, like, when rain comes down so strong, like, you could barely see. So I get to the area, and I'm like, I can't even find this freaking restaurant. And I'm texting him, I'm like, I don't know where it is. Pull over. He's like, I think I see your car. So I'm like, well, you're going to need to come and park this car for me. Because I'm a great driver, but I'm a horrible parker. And I'm a horrible parallel parker. And if you're going to layer that into the dark of night and torrential rain, like, forget it. That car, you might just leave that car on the street.
I just love how in these situations, men are still expected to protect and care for the woman. Okay, so this woman says she's a great driver, but she sucks at parking. This is kind of like saying, yeah, man, I'm really talented at welding, but I can't attach two pieces of metal together very well. This is the same kind of thing. You just can't drive, okay? Let's just call it for what it is. No need to be ashamed about it. You can't drive properly. Now, what is this woman's solution? Of course, guys, the solution is get the man to do it. The man has to park some strange woman's car. It's just funny to me, guys, when how dudes are just straight up expected to do this crap for women. And the women that they're expected to do it for, mind you, are 53 years of age, they're divorced, and they are specifically out here on dating applications looking for hookups. I'm sorry, but at that point, you forfeit the right to chivalry. You park your own damn car, not my problem. The fact that this dude is even taking her out to dinner is beyond me, man. Like, again, this woman says that she's looking for short-term things on a dating applications, and dudes are out here taking these women to dinner still. I wish these dudes had a little bit more self-respect than this, to be honest with you.
The dark of night and torrential rain, like, forget it. That car, you might just leave that car on the street. So he comes out, he parks the car for me. That's the way we, like, that was our first in person. I was like, hey, poor, crazy rain. I'm like, park this car. Ended having a great date, chemistry, laughing, like, really, really cool. Like, it was a fun date. I drop him off at his apartment. It was like down the street. So he gets in my car, I drop him off because that's safe. Look at these safe choices I'm making here. And then we continued to, like, talk up on the phone, and then we couldn't really, like, get our next date off the ground. But then he was, like, mad at me for not being available for him all the time. You know, I told him, like, oh, I'm available next week, like, Tuesday and Thursday. And then when he finally got around to deciding, like, oh, okay, let's go out on Thursday, I was like, I can't. I have other plans. Like, then he was like, is it a date? Is it a date? He got really mad at me that it was another date. He was like, I don't understand why you're going on this other date when there's real chemistry and connection here.
Okay, so let's pause it here because this woman just said a whole bunch of nonsense, right? So she's saying now that there was great chemistry and there was lots of laughing and things like this. Now, there are two distinct possibilities during this whole thing, right? Number one, she found the dude attractive. She's lying about dropping him off and she went back to his house, etc., etc., right? Option number two is that this guy came across as too much of a simp. So now she's just, you know, she's not too interested, guys, right? I'm telling you, right? If you're highly attractive to a woman, she will just make herself available. There's none of this, oh yeah, I can fit you in sometime next week. Guys, do you know how quickly women lose interest in dudes? Right? I guarantee you many men watching this right now, you've probably tried to schedule dates with women a week in advance, and you've probably come to find out that this typically means that they're not interested in you at all, right? So either he's attractive, and she had bedroom fun with him, but he wasn't too interesting, or this guy is just not attractive to her, not as attractive as other dudes anyway, right? And again, this is why you don't waste money on these women. You don't take them. These are women who don't deserve dinner dates, right? There's a very good check for this, okay? If the previous man that she has been with did not have to pay her dinner dates, then you don't either. If she is divorced, no dinner dates. If she's a single mother, no dinner dates. I mean, it could go on and on, guys. I think dudes are out here completely disrespecting themselves by going out with these women, paying for their crap, parking their cars, and these women don't give a damn about you. They're not traditional at all. It always seems like a scam to me when men engage in traditional behaviors, and the women that they're giving this crap to, they're not traditional at all. This woman doesn't deserve like a soft serve at McDonald's, to be honest with you.
Because I was like, look, I really on this other date when there's real chemistry and connection here. Because I was like, look, I really like you. Like, I want to keep going out and hanging out. He's like, but if you're saying you really like me, why would you go on a date with someone else, etc. And I'm like, motherfucker, I told you I'm not ready for a relationship. And I just met you. So mad at me. So mad at me. Like, I don't understand. Cancel it, cancel it. And I was like, I'm not canceling it. Fast forward to the next day, the guy I was going to go out with gets COVID. So he's like, I can't go out. So I lie to this other guy, and I say, the next morning, I was like, all right, I canceled the date. This is a lie. I did not cancel the date. The guy fucking got COVID. So he's like, well, it's, no, you made it clear that you don't want to focus on me. And we stopped speaking, right? This is after one date that this motherfucker flips out on me. I'm like,
I don't like this woman at all. So here she is telling you that she lies to this dude, that she told you that she canceled the other date. I mean, guys, this is the kind of crap that just really puts a nail in the coffin as far as men's trust in women goes, okay? I don't know if I believe this woman's version of events at all, to be honest with you, but let's just assume what she's saying is correct here. She went out with a dude. The dude tried to push for a relationship, which, by the way, guys, please never do this. I mean, you can do whatever it is that you want. You don't have to listen to me, but I'm telling you right now, pushing for a relationship from a woman is something that is not going to serve you well. But if you want to go out there and you want to be silly enough to do that, who am I to stop you? Right? So he pushes for a relationship. Obviously, she doesn't seem to want one. I don't know, maybe the dude didn't have enough money as well, right? And this is the situation that they're in. So what does she do? She uses this man. She basically uses this man, humiliates him on social media to try and make herself look better. Right? This is what women do, guys. Okay? They go, oh, look at this guy. He tried to get a relationship out of me. What a loser. Look how silly he is. He got so mad at me. He got so emotional. What they do is they take these situations and interactions that they have with men, they spin them, oftentimes they lie, and then they post it on social media to try and make themselves look better. Really disgusting how this works, right? And this is why dudes don't want to get married to you. This is why dudes don't want to approach you, because no dude wants to be the subject of your next deceptive TikTok video. It's insane to me, man. Women ask this. They genuinely do. They're like, back in the day, men used to approach women and men used to give a damn and take us out on dates. Why don't men do that anymore? Exactly the situation right here. Exhibit A. Divorced 53-year-old woman left her husband because she felt like it of 24 years, returns to the streets, and posts on TikTok about her terrible dating experiences.
Like maybe a week or two, we stopped speaking, right? This is after one date that this motherfucker flips out on me. And like maybe a week or two later, he texts me. But I feel like we really had a strong connection. Let's, try this again. And I was like, you were really mean to me. Like, you really hurt my feelings. Like, you were like straight up rude to me. Like, he's like,
I just love how they play the victim. You hurt my feelings. I'm dating multiple dudes at the same time, which again, granted, she did say that she's looking for a short-term relationship, so she doesn't really deserve any kind of relationship herself, mind you, right? This guy should know exactly what's going on here. But it's just funny how this works. Oh, you really hurt my feelings. Don't care. you know what I'm saying? You hurt my feelings. I was just out here on the streets trying to get with multiple dudes at the same time. You weren't up for that, and you hurt my feelings. Who cares about your feelings? Like, what are we doing here, man? These dudes, by the way, if this woman is telling the truth, we're just going to assume what she's saying is true, even though it's probably not. And this guy is pushing for a relationship. Again, guys, please never push for these relationships. Women will oftentimes just think you're a clown for doing this.
He texts me, but I feel like we really had a strong connection. Let's, try this again. And I was like, you were really mean to me. Like, you really hurt my feelings. Like, you were like straight up rude to me. Like, he's like, okay then. And then that's it. I don't hear from him. Another week goes by. I get another text from him. Look, I was thinking about this. Like, I think we really had something. So I think, you said you were interested in me. I'm interested in you. Like, let's get together and let's try this one more time. I was with one of my friends and I read it to him and he was like, oh no. He's like, you tell him it's a no for me. So I literally text back, it's a no for me.
Isn't this funny how this works? Okay. This woman says that she has a guy friend sitting with her. You already knows what this, you already know what this means, guys, okay? So what's happened here is this dude's messaging her. He's trying to meet up with her again, whatever the case may be. She is literally probably lying in bed next to some other guy. He's seeing these messages and he's laughing at this, right? What happens here, guys, is the men who pursue these women get treated like crap. I don't know how many times I can say this. Okay, I don't know how many different ways I can word this, but oftentimes when men push for a relationship or when they demonstrate chivalry or get flowers or do all these sorts of things, right? Park their cars, take divorced 53-year-old women out to a dinner date, all of these sorts of things. This doesn't get men rewards, okay? It gets men scammed. It gets men made fun of, treated like trash. You essentially become a social media bit for these women. And I think maybe a lot of perhaps older guys don't really understand this because a lot of older guys, don't really care for TikTok. They don't care for Snapchat, Instagram, things like this. But girls form these little gossiping circles where they just make fun of dudes who do this. Right? And it's a real shame, right? Because these are the same women that complain about dudes not being chivalrous for them. I mean, maybe not in this particular video, guys, but she will. She'll get annoyed at it at some point. But they complain about lack of chivalry. They complain about lack of being approached. They complain about these sorts of things. But again, men just kind of get treated like crap for doing it. So let's continue here. The male friend, quote unquote, is laughing at this other guy who's texting her.
He's like, you tell him it's a no for me. So I literally text back, it's a no for me. And then he writes back, okay, fine. Fast forward, I don't hear from this guy. He pops up again, I want to say like a year later. He pops up on Hinge. I'm like, aren't we done with this? And he messages me and he's like, I remember we really hit it off. We had chemistry. And I'm like, yeah, I don't remember it that way. Like, you were a dick to me.
Again, playing the complete and utter victim. This is why also I don't believe this woman here, because she's saying how this man mistreated her. It makes me think that she was the one pushing for the relationship whenever I hear stuff like this. And also, guys, mind you, in order to receive a message, someone correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But as far as I understand it, in order to receive a message on Hinge, you have to match with the guy as well. So she's saying, oh, not this guy again. But as far as I know, to receive a message, you have to match back with people, do you not? So she's sitting here complaining about an entirely avoidable situation.
And he's like, okay, and then he blocked me on Hinge. But there's always a silver lining. So this guy sent me the wildest D-pic that you will ever see in all of your time on this earth. Did not ask for it. Did not even give him the impression that I would want something like that. So I don't have like a collection. This is not a thing with me. But I got them early on. Actually, I think I got them. I think I got all three in the same month. Fall of 2022 was a big time for unsolicited D pictures.
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public, so make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode.
But this guy was... I'm not even kidding. Doesn't even look real. Doesn't even look real. Like, you would think it was photoshopped. It was like a injury. You could have an injury from that. However, I've gotten so much entertainment value out of that picture. It's in my hidden folder. You know how you have like a hidden folder? Do you know about your hidden folder on your phone?
No, I don't know about the hidden folder on my phone because I'm not trying to hide anything from people on my phone. Guys, there are so many things that are wrong with this video. Number one, imagine if this was your mother or grandmother. Okay, I believe she has kids with the dude as well. We've covered her on another episode. And she's out here talking about subjects like this publicly, by the way, on TikTok, right? These are videos. I want to emphasize this every time. Pretty much all of the in fact, I would say all of the videos that I've ever covered on this YouTube channel, as far as I know, are all public, right? You don't have to go and, you know, do anything to get these videos. You don't have to ask these women for these videos. This is something that they voluntarily put up on the internet. So that's crazy to think about. I think the only thing I've covered that probably isn't on the internet anymore is like this old Reddit I used to cover, but it was a bunch of hilarious like womanists. But I think we got the Reddit closed down because they got sick of me making videos on them, which is a shame, guys, because that was a gold mine for content right there. But I think they locked the Reddit or moved to a web. Well, I can't remember the name of them. Somebody in the comments will definitely know. I'm going to remember right after I finish this video. But anyway, all of that said, now what's she doing? She's saying that she received unsolicited pictures from this man. Number one, don't believe her that they were unsolicited, but tell me more about how you were a victim and you never asked for such things, despite the fact that you're out here specifically looking for short-term flings with people. You just happen to get them, right? Let's just ignore that for the moment. And guys, let's focus on the fact here that we are still making fun of this dude. This is, guys, if you send D pictures to women, if you send these sorts of pictures to women, please understand that they save them and they make fun of you. And they compare you to other dudes that they've been with. Like, please understand this, guys. This is why you never do this, number one. And this is why a lot of guys aren't even doing adjacent things like sharing how they feel with you, because anything you share with a woman is potentially something that is going to be public and you're going to be made fun of for it. Right? And you might say, Taylor, well, oh, they're not always going to do that. Yeah, but you know what? Enough of them do. So there it is. That's why a lot of guys don't want to open up to women like this or do anything. You know, because everything that you give these women, they just decide to make it public.
Picture. It's in my hidden folder. You know how you have like a hidden folder? Do you know about your hidden folder on your phone? That's where I keep all of my artifacts from when I was in the streets. Everyone always has the same reaction. Like, everyone's like, and then they go, is that real? So he did give me a lot. It was entertainment value alone was worth it, but it fucking sucked to have some guy like that you barely met who you kind of liked a little bit like go off on you for no reason.
Yeah, guys, no reason whatsoever. And she's the victim in the situation. And notice how she's showing this picture, by the way, to a bunch of other people, like her friends, I don't know, probably other dudes that she's gotten with as well, all of these sorts of things, right? Can you imagine if the genders were reversed here, by the way? If dudes were just out here sharing these sorts of videos, and don't get it twisted, there are probably guys doing this, but I think the internet would be in a little bit more of an uproar if a dude was bragging about doing this. But of course, guys, when a woman does it, oh, well, the pictures were unsolicited, quote unquote, anyway, so she can totally do that. Number one, don't believe you. Number two, still a crazy thing to be doing. Okay, but of course, we don't care about how the dude feels. Let's just share private images of him to people that he doesn't know, and he can't consent to this. But hey, what do these women know about consent? Let's continue.
The lesson, tonight's lesson is be prepared for chaos on the apps. Protect yourself. Probably don't let a guy park your car, and probably don't get into the car. You know, again, don't follow my safety advice. But this is just a preview of what to expect. Don't mean to terrorize you. Maybe inspire you for some fun adventures and some good tales. Like, I'll tell this to my grandchildren one day. Be like, guess what Grandma did when she was... You know, but then I'm going to talk like that too. So that's my lesson for tonight.
That is so embarrassing, man. Imagine if you were this woman's grandchildren, or you were their son or daughter. Absolutely disgusting. But we have another clip from this woman right here as well. So, guys, I mentioned at the start of today's episode how this woman regretted divorcing her husband. Not because she cared about him, of course, not because she loves him or anything like this, despite the fact that he was a great man, apparently. Not that that ever matters, right? She's going to talk here. I believe she starts complaining now because she has to work. But I could be wrong. So let's jump into this next clip here. And this is her coming home as a divorced woman in her 50s. So let's take a listen.
It's week 3 of commuting into Manhattan and commuting as a single woman in her 50s after being married for 20-something years. A lot of people are asking, like, but why? But why? But why? Like, why'd you end your marriage? Why'd you leave it? What was your decision? Etc. I had a journal or like a diary that I had been keeping where I was talking about all of my feelings and stuff. But when I moved out, I threw it out because it just made me too sad. But I did find some notes. And the notes are from a conversation I had with somebody around how I was feeling and what I should do and all of my fears about ending my marriage and being alone and moving out and all the things that we worry about when we end a long-term relationship. This was when I was living in my house, right, with my ex-husband. And I want to prep, he's not a bad guy at all. At all. He was not the guy for me anymore after 24 years.
Right, so because we thought we didn't need him anymore, what we did was we threw him away. Man, no longer useful, throw the man away, is this woman's reasoning here, guys. And this is, you know, this is scary crap for a dude who invests his whole life in a woman, right? You mean to tell me that the societal plan for men is to go out there, you know, study really hard, get some 9-to-5 job, get married with a woman for X amount of years. She divorces you because she feels like it. She tries to take your things and she tries to take your kids. No thanks, man. I'm good. And this is what a lot of guys say. They say, no thank you. Not interested. So this man, and guys, this is why I mentioned on this channel, okay, this man was apparently a good guy. He provided for her. He cared for her. He gave her a big house as well, which she keeps referring to as her house. Guarantee you it isn't, because she doesn't live there anymore. As far as I know, it's still his. But hilarious stuff, right? Good guy, great man, but she decided, I'm done with him. I don't need him anymore. I'm going to leave.
Could be a great person and not be my husband anymore. Both things can be true. Back to the notes. I was explaining to her, I am terrified to leave, of being alone, being on my own, being lonely, all of those things, right? Starting over. And she said to me, do you know that feeling when you have the house to yourself? Or like you come home and nobody's home and it's just like you have everything to yourself and you're peaceful and then he comes home. And if you know, you know. And I told her, it feels bad because I never know what mood he's going to be in. He was often in a mood. Often in a mood. And I know we don't know each other that well yet, but I'm very rarely in a mood.
Do you know why this man was probably grumpy? Oftentimes when he got home from work, he was probably grumpy because you were there. He was probably grumpy because he was not happy with you, right? This guy probably went to work. He worked his job. He worked his backside off for you to give you a nice place to live, to give you these sorts of things. And guys, mind you, as far as I know, they had a really nice house, right? This is something that she complains about in another video. You know, she's complaining about no longer living in that house, by the way. This is the thing that she regrets. And so he goes all day to work, and then he comes home and he sees you there, who has done nothing all day, who is, despite the fact that you say that you're always in a good mood, I guarantee you this woman was a pain in the backside. So he comes home to you, probably nothing is cooked, nothing is cleaned, and you would probably, hell, I would not be surprised if this woman was just straight up cheating on him a lot of the time. So this guy probably gets nothing out of this relationship. I really do think that is something that is on the table. It would not be out of the realm of imagination for this dude to actually be getting literally nothing from this relationship. And so she decides to leave him because he comes home in a mood. Fantastic, man. Fantastic.
I'm a positive, upbeat, generally joyous human being. That's not his disposition. The crazy part is I think he would understand if I said this to him now. She said to me, imagine coming home at the end of the day, changing out of your work clothes into something comfortable, fixing something to eat, sitting down to watch TV. Nobody's going to come through the door and take your mood from there to there. And you're not like bracing yourself for someone else's mood. So if you're in that kind of situation, that's why I say, like, if you know, you know, because I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling. And if you are feeling those things, I wish you like all the love and luck in the world. And it doesn't mean you have to do anything now. Like, this took me years. Take your time. Try to connect with your inner guidance system. And I guess you'll know. But just know that you're not alone.
Yeah, guys, connect with your inner guidance system. Divorce him after 24 years and try and take his crap. I think this woman tried to take his crap and the kids, but was unable to get them. Hence why she ended up regretting this, by the way. So, to recap this last little section here, guys, this is women ruining other women's relationships 101. So what does she do? She feels unhappy because the dude's grumpy. So she talks to her girlfriend who convinces her to divorce the guy. This is a story as old as time, ladies and gentlemen, right? Where you have a woman who's in a relationship, she vents to her friend, and her friend, quote unquote, convinces her to throw out her marriage of 24 years, right? Women sabotaging each other's relationships. I think a lot of you guys have probably seen this. Perhaps you've had wives or girlfriends or things like this, and their quote-unquote friends are actively out to sabotage your relationship with them. I've actually seen women comment on this channel as well who have been married for a very long time, and they will often note this, where sometimes their quote-unquote friends try and sabotage the relationship, right? Sometimes they're after the dude, they want to get with him, things like this. Maybe they don't want to see the woman happy in the relationship, etc., etc. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. I need to hit the gym and forget about everything this woman just said, because she is a complete headache and she is a complete nightmare. So guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you check out Matrix of Madness. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the video description. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.